If you're watching this video, you've probably just received your summary from us and want to make sure that you understand exactly what it means. Let's first make sure that we're on the same page regarding the three core requirements of Public Service Loan Forgiveness, or PSLF. The first is that you must have qualifying direct federal student loans. The next is that you must be in a qualifying repayment plan. And the final requirement is that you have 10 years of cumulative full-time qualifying employment. Now, from your registration, we've estimated your savings, if any, and indicated any updates that need to be made to your action plan so that you can maximize your benefit. So let's get started. Now, it's important to note that not everyone with qualifying loans in a qualifying repayment plan will have debt after 10 years. That's because you're required to make income-driven payments for these 10 years. And if those payments are going to pay down all of your debt, you probably shouldn't pursue PSLF, even though technically you meet its requirements. So the first thing you'll see if you're a PSLF candidate is the bullseye here and a congratulations. Now, next, we've estimated your total savings by comparing how much you'd pay to eliminate your debt through PSLF to how much it would cost to pay down your debt on your own over 10 years. The figure over to the right is what we'll call your PSLF salary boost. It's how much more your salary is worth pre-tax in a PSLF qualified job based on your debt. We calculate this by averaging your savings over the years you have left before your loans would be forgiven. So if you told us your PSLF qualified job salary is $65,000 and your boost is over $23,000, then your PSLF salary with the boost would be over $88,000. Pretty substantial benefit in this case. Now, in the next section, we're going to dig a little deeper into our calculations. First, we're estimating your monthly payments in your optimal repayment plan. Please note that this is based on your current salary. When you apply for an income-driven repayment plan, you'll be asked to submit your most recent year's tax return. So if that's a smaller number, your payment will be too. Below, these are the figures we use to estimate your overall savings. On the left, the sum total of required payments before forgiveness would be granted. And on the right, the cost to pay down existing debt over 10 years. Now, in the last section, we've broken down each of the PSLF requirements to determine your status in each. The optimal profile will have 3 green lights here and no action will be needed. But let's take a look at each section. First, loan eligibility. Anyone who took out their federal student loans on or after July 1st of 2010 is going to have direct federal student loans. You'll have a green light in this case, but if you borrowed any or all of your loans before July 1st of 2010, they may need to be consolidated to direct loans if you have a yellow light here. In this case, there will be a link to the PSLF help tool to walk you through this process, which we would recommend starting as soon as possible. Please note that when you consolidate loans through the PSLF help tool with the Department of Education, you'll be asked to choose a repayment plan for that new loan, which is conveniently covered next here. Qualified repayment plan. Now, we've suggested a repayment plan here that will maximize your savings based on your current profile. So if you're already in that plan, you'll have a green light. But if you told us you're in a different plan, you may have a yellow or a red light. It's important to note here that your optimal repayment plan can change as your marital status and your household income change over time. Revised pay-as-you-earn or repay is almost always the best plan if you're single and pursuing public service loan forgiveness. But if you're married and your spouse earns more than $20,000 a year, our summary will actually show you 2 outcomes. One, if you file your taxes married filing separately, as that usually drives the most PSLF savings, and one that shows married filing jointly, which you can click on at the bottom of this section. As you can see here, the PSLF outcome based on married filing jointly is more expensive and drives less savings than in the married filing separately scenario. It's definitely common for married borrowers to file separately to maximize their PSLF savings, and you can use this summary as a guide and to share with your tax preparer to determine what you prefer each year. Now, also, if you have a yellow or red light here, there's going to be a link which will take you to the studentaid.gov webpage so that you can change your repayment plan. And finally, qualified employment. If your employer sent you to us and you work for them full-time, this is already going to be green. But if you're not working for a qualified employer, not working at all now, or you're not sure, you can visit our growing jobs board here to find PSLF qualified jobs. So thank you for watching, but always remember, until debt do us part. Thanks.